Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I hope everyone is having a nice week and you're learning as well as you can. All right, without wasting any more time, we will get started with our session for the day and I will do my quick round of announcements so that it's all done and dusted. Here you are, guys. Our Unacademy Champions League for CAT 2022 is here, guys. 4 days workshop starting today. That's 20th of April. Test on 24th of April at 12:30. 120 मिनट्स का टेस्ट होगा. 66 क्वेश्चंस होंगे. अमेजिंग प्राइजेस है. 100% तक स्कॉलरशिप है. रैंक 1 को मैकबुक एयर है, रैंक 2 को आईफोन एक्सआर है एंड रैंक 3 to 5 को एप्पल एयरपॉड्स है. गाइस प्लीज 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 सब्सक्राइब करो. इस वंडरफुल टेस्ट को लिखो. Aspire batch for CAT 2022 is a brand new batch that we are starting today. मेरा और सागर ठक्कर सर का बैच है. ज़रूर आना. 4 PM पे मेरी क्लास स्टार्ट होगी. We are doing CR in this batch, so do make sure you're coming in. Remember, raise a hand feature है. You can take solutions, live voice solutions है. 50 plus full length mocks हैं. 60 plus sectionals हैं. 30 plus GK test, skill builder, batch test and CAT classes conclude हो जाएंगे नवंबर तक. बहुत प्यारा बैच होगा. बहुत अमेजिंग एजुकेटर्स हैं. सुनीत सर हैं, अमित सर हैं, रितु मैम है और हमारी प्यारी शबाना मैम भी हैं. सो दैट्स लाइक अ वंडरफुल बैच. डू मेक श्योर यू आर जॉइनिंग इन. Cat Unacademy Ask a Doubt, guys. This Ask a Doubt is a lovely feature that's now available on the website also. So all you have to do is take a picture of the question and then upload it to us. You can upload up to 3 doubts at a go and you can get solutions in your preferred language. Also, if you feel that the doubt has not been resolved, you can ask for a review also. Some other educator will review the problem and then resend you the solution. So that's like wonderful. And the best thing is it's not just for subscribed students, it is for anyone. So whether you're subscribed to Unacademy or not subscribed to Unacademy, you can still ask us questions. Isn't that wonderful, guys? So get started on your CAT preparation journey with our Ask a Doubt feature. Plus, subscription for MBA aspirants is available in as less as 2,000 rupees every month if you buy a 1-year subscription or 1,500 every month if you buy a 2-year subscription. Remember, if you use AbhiCat Live, it will go down even further. So that's like amazing. Also, guys, our iconic subscription is also available. बहुत अच्छा subscription है. Plus के सारे benefits हैं. इसके अलावा you get live doubts, live concepts, live one-to-one live mentoring है, and all of this over a call at a time of your choice. आपके convenient slot में हो सकता है. So इससे अच्छा क्या ही हो सकता है. So don't wait, hurry up, get your subscriptions right away. All right, so that was all right. Let's get started with our session for the day, guys. Remember to use AbhiCat Live to subscribe to Unacademy and get a 10% off on all our courses. If you are not yet connected with me, do connect with me on Telegram using AbhiCat. ये मेरा short handle है. इसको use करके you can join my channel. My channel is called VARC 99.99 Abhilasha. That's our goal. All right, here are some words, lovely words for us to do today. So the first word, of course, is maverick. A maverick is someone who does things that nobody else does. So it is someone who's doing something very unusual, very offbeat, very avant-garde. So such a person can be called an iconoclast. जिसने कभी ऐसा काम नहीं किया और कोई एक नया बंदा करता है, उसको कहते हैं maverick या iconoclast. Enthralling is something that is magical. You get mesmerized by it. You get totally awed by it. That's called enthralling. Okay. The third word is voodoo. Voodoo is a form of black magic. It's a black art where you try and control someone's mind through magic. Isolated, of course, is alone. If you're isolated, you're all separated. You're all alone. Nobody's connected to you. Overwhelming, of course, is shocking. Something that is overwhelming, maybe shocking. It may just be so big that it covers all your senses. So that's overwhelming. Then lauded, of course, means praised. If somebody is lauding another person, they're praising that person. And genealogy, of course, is family tree. Your genealogy is your family tree, the thing that controls you throughout the day, throughout your life. All right, here you are. The lady vanishes. Very interesting article today. This is about women scientists and writers and, talent, which does not get enough credit. And that's true in all our world. And therefore, this beautiful article. Let's take a minute and read it. What was the name of the female scientist who pioneered the mRNA research behind the success of recent COVID-19 vaccines? Who was that 16th century Catholic nun from whom René Descartes stole the evil demon thought experiment that secured his place in public memory as the father of modern philosophy? I doubt you remember either woman. Their names appeared recently in newspapers, on social media, and within academia. But recalling them is difficult. So the woman whose experiment René Descartes stole and became the father of philosophy, or the woman who found the mRNA genes in the COVID-19 vaccine, who are these women? Nobody remembers. Their name was spoken about but not part of public memory. Seldom have women thinkers been more acknowledged and lauded than today. So now is the time when women thinkers and scientists are being applauded, appreciated, and being talked about. But how many of their names have we retained in our memory? Do we even remember their names? Do we even remember any one of them? The mechanisms of collective forgetting are fascinating and important. So there is one thing called collective memory. There's another thing called collective forgetting, which is what is happening. Very interesting, huh? Our practice of writing genealogies, family histories or family trees determines who gets remembered and who doesn't. So when you write the genealogy, that says, hey, this is a person who's important, let's write their name in. This is a person I don't think is important, hatao. That's what happens. It is also haphazard. It's not systematic. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, we don't know if it is done intentionally or without any planning. If our lines of transmission remain co-opted by strategic, so if the lines of transmission or information are co-opted by strategic omissions, the selective erasure of names will continue. So if we plan to remove the names of certain people, then this is going to continue. Many names that have faded from history were women's. So a lot of women's names have just disappeared. That's no coincidence. It is not a coincidence. It's not just that something just happened by chance. Women aren't just missing. They're not just missing. They have been made absent, as the historian David Noble argued in A World Without Women, 1992. So the women's name have been deliberately struck off so that nobody remembers them. Nobody gives them credit for what they have done. The overwhelming absence of women in intellectual history is constructed. It's not possible that all the intelligence in the world came from men. So there were women who've contributed, but their identities have been erased in science, in thinking, in all intellectual thought process. And we won't prevent the fading of women from future history simply, and we cannot prevent this in the future also, simply with an occasional reminder about the existence of few remarkable individuals throughout the ages. So we cannot say, hey, there was one Marie Curie and there was one XYZ. No, there were women everywhere and their contributions haven't been mentioned. And if you don't bring them back in properly, then nobody will remember them. And one random woman, no, that doesn't work. What really causes our collective forgetting is the stepwise removal of the names from ongoing conversation. So the ongoing conversation also, we remove the names of the women, we just talk of the men, and that's where the problem lies. For centuries, women scholars have routinely appeared isolated during their lifetimes. So women scholars, nobody has wanted to talk to them, connect with them, create a community, and they've just appeared to be very isolated. Old black and white photographs of academic meetings typically show that one exceptional woman sitting rather awkwardly among many men. So yes, you would have these academic pictures where there would be like 50 men and one poor woman sitting somewhere in the corner. Nobody would remember her also. Still, this isolation is not the kind that would soon lead to their disappearance from collective memory. But this isolation still had the woman, but there was another type of isolation that erased women from collective memory. The story of Mary Hesse shows how quickly even well-known women from our recent past can vanish from the collective memory of their peers. So Mary Hesse is a very famous, should have been famous thinker. Her name has disappeared, and her story is an example of that, how women's stories disappear. The first time I encountered Hesse was in grad school, thanks to a brief and dismissive aside in Paul Feyerabend's landmark book Against Method in 1975. So Paul Feyerabend, in his book Against Methods, writes about something, and there he dismisses, or he kind of disrespects or kind of keeps it aside, her idea, Mary Hesse's idea. Let's read on. This position, which is a natural consequence of the arguments presented above, is frequently attacked. So he's talking of some position and he says it is frequently attacked, not by counter arguments, which would be easy to answer, but by rhetorical questions. So the issue is attacked by rhetorical questions. If any metaphysics goes, writes Dr. Hesse in her review of an earlier essay of mine, then the question arises, why do we not go back and exploit the objective criticism of modern science available in Aristotelianism or indeed in voodoo? So Dr. Hesse has reviewed an essay of Paul Feyerabend's, some prior essay, and is talking about that. And she insinuates, now the word insinuate means that she implies incorrectly that a criticism of this kind would be altogether laughable. So she says that a criticism of this type would be ridiculous. Her insinuation unfortunately assumes a great deal of ignorance in her reader. So now the writer is putting down, look at this, her insinuation unfortunately assumes a great deal of ignorance in her readers. The writer is putting down Dr. Hesse by saying that she does not understand her readers, and she is assuming that the readers are ignorant. So she is assuming. So he has put her down. He has disparaged her by saying that she does not understand her readers. So that's how you do it. Hesse came across as a bit conservative in this portrayal. So she does come across as very conservative. I did not think much of it at the time or of her at that matter, for that matter. So the author did not end up respecting Dr. Hesse. Despite Feyerabend's counterintuitive belief that there are no restrictions about what can pass as scientific research, he is idolized as a maverick in the philosophy of science. So they consider him as a maverick. He is known widely even outside the field. So he is known, very well known. Against Method feels like an enthralling missile directed at ossified ideas about logic and inference at the heart of theories about scientific rationality. So Feyerabend, he is known, he is famous, his thoughts are considered to be very maverick. Anything goes. Feyerabend's battle cry echoes. So his thought is spread everywhere. I was seduced by his rebel yells at first. Now interesting again. I was seduced by his rebel yells at first. So initially the writer is very attracted by Dr. Feyerabend's thought. So this at first now tells you this is an inference, guys. The minute you read that I was seduced by his rebel yells at first, that means later he must have been disseduced. That means that enthrallment must have been removed. Okay, very interesting, huh? All right, ossified means hardened into bone. Guys, do read up this article. It's a very lovely one. The lady vanishes. I really found this to be very interesting, and I'm sure you will also find it very interesting. Just go on to Aeon essays and try, pick it up, and you will love it. All right, here you are. Which of the following is the main idea of the passage? Scientists are as well known as thinkers. Women thinkers and scientists are not very well known despite their huge contribution. Contribution of women in science is huge and remarkable. Women's contribution to society must be acknowledged. Come on, guys, let's get your answers in. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody has liked the session. If you haven't yet liked it, please make sure that you like it right away. You know your like makes my life. Insinuation means to suggest. Good morning, Archit, Anjali, Roosters, Amandeep, Mrityunjay, Anveshita, Rohit, Dishani, Ritika, Dheeraj, Shivani, Satun. Wonderful, you guys. I'm so happy to have you all in class. I hope everybody has hit the like button. If you haven't, please do it right now. All right, let's take a look at the correct answer. Yes, good morning, Naveen. Wonderful. Scientists are as well known as thinkers. We are really not considering generally scientists and thinkers. Women's contribution to society, but we were not talking of society in general. We were talking of scientists and thinkers. So this is too broad. This is too broad an option, so therefore it should not be considered. Contribution of women in science is huge and remarkable. Yes, but did the writer talk about this? No, he did not. So it is one part of something. So this could be a partial answer only. It cannot be a complete answer, guys. So women thinkers and scientists are not very well known despite their huge contributions. So they have contributed, but they have been systematically erased from science and thought process history, right? So therefore B is the correct answer. Very good, you guys. All right, author has encountered Hesse X number of times. What is X? Is it 2, 4, 3, 1? Can you all hit the like button, please, everyone? How many times has देखो, the writer says the first time I encountered Dr. Hesse. Pay attention. But he hasn't mentioned any other time that he has encountered her, right? So we know he's encountered her once, but has he encountered her many other times? We don't know, right? And therefore the correct answer will not be 2, 4, 3 because we don't know how many more times. So correct answer, just 1. I know lots of you have got marked A. To lag raha hai se kaam nahi chalega na. He says the first time I encountered Hesse was in grad school. And that's it. We don't know how many more times. So if it were to be inferred, it may have been more than 1. But because the passage does not say anything like that, we'll have to go with 1. So 1 is the correct answer. All right, each of the following is true except. So which of these is not true? Come on, guys. No, he hasn't mentioned 2 times. He has just mentioned 1 time. At least within this portion of the extract. If you read the rest, he mentions several other times also, but not in this portion. So Noble has written A World Without Women. Paul Feyerabend wrote Against Method. Mary Hesse reviewed an essay of Aristotle. René Descartes stole an experiment from a nun. Very quickly. Come on, guys. Guys, can you all hit the like button, please? Like, share, subscribe, and the bell icon. Remember, that helps you stay connected with us and get notification of the next session. So Noble has written a world without women is true. So cannot be my answer. Paul Feyerabend wrote against method. That's true. Cannot be my answer. René Descartes stole an experiment from a nun. True. Cannot be my answer. Mary Hesse reviewed an essay of Aristotle. False. She reviewed an essay of Paul Feyerabend. And therefore the correct answer will be C, guys. Am I seeing some C's? No, I'm not seeing any C's. Unfortunately, Aman has given me only one C. Nobody else has given a C. All right, that's okay. Okay, the next question, here you are. What is the meaning of rhetorical? Is it bombastic? Is it revelatory? Is it idealistic? Is it nominal? Yes, rhetorical means using language that is very flowery, that is full of very large words, and therefore, yes, bombastic is the correct answer. Revelatory means something that reveals secrets, right? So clearly revelatory cannot be the answer. Idealistic, of course, is very noble, and therefore that could not be the correct answer. And nominal is just symbolic. The president is the nominal head of the country, right? So symbolic. All right, idiom of the day. What is the meaning of the names that have faded? Forgotten, biased, captured, or recalled? Very quickly. Waiting for your answers. Names that have faded, of course, that means not recalled. Fade हो गए ना, तो light हो गए, तो recall तो नहीं हो सकते, capture भी नहीं हो सकते. Biased, of course, means to be favoring something, तो वो भी नहीं हो सकता है. So clearly forgotten. Names that have been faded, names that have been forgotten. So that was our correct answer. Alright guys, today we have a session at noon where we will be discussing important books and materials for CAT 2022. If you can make it, do make it. It will be a 45-minute session focused on that. 12 noon, that's the time. Guys, remember to hit like, share and subscribe so that you can stay connected with us. Hit the bell icon so that you get notification of the next this thing. Also guys, use referral code ABHICAT live to subscribe to Unacademy and get 10% off. This is very important. If you do, then things are very easy for you. Thank you so much, everyone. Whoa. So that's it from me. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day. I will see you soon. Adios, mere amigos.